everyone. Happy New Year. I hope everyone is doing well today. For those who are new to me, my name is Shauna Campbell. I'm a self love empowerment coach, and I can help you transform your love life from the inside out. Hope everyone is doing well. I just have a great message I want to share with you. Hopefully, it would inspire you, motivate you to get started, to just get started, whatever that means for you, just get started, and that's pretty much the premise of my message. So I'm done. So you can actually click off this video, but I don't want you to because there's more I have to share about that. But for real, I just want you to get started, and whatever that means for you, whether just getting started could be, I want to just get started on releasing some weight. I want to, get back in my physical wellness. It could be, that place you always wanted to travel, that book you wanted to write. Um, if you're single, you want to start dating again, whatever it is that you have on your heart to do, that you kind of been procrastinating about, or whatever, just get started. All right. And I know for me that there's been plenty of times that I've talked myself out of a great idea or opportunity had presented itself. I shied away from it because there was some aspect within myself didn't feel that I was adequate, that I was good enough to probably like carry out that inner vision that I had, or if I was presented an opportunity like, oh my gosh, that feels so big, I don't know if I could do it. And you know what? And they were, for me, those were like missed opportunities, and I'm sure you could relate to that. So let's, this year in 2019, we're not about that life, okay? So whatever that vision that you have for yourself, that you have for your family, I just want you to get started. And getting started doesn't have to be this big gigantic thing. It could just for me, what I'm talking about, just getting started, is taking the baby steps. Like that thing that you want to do is kind of looking at that big thing and break it down to like a bite-size thing, and how you could get started. All right, so just that big idea, that big vision that you have, how could you get started by making it bite-size, so that something that you could easily digest, and it's not too scary. It's still going to be scary anyway, but it doesn't hinder you to stay stuck or stagnant, that you could get some momentum going. All right, so I don't want you to keep talking yourself out of things that's readily available to you, that you could actually change your life in a great way that you never could imagine, because you told yourself, you can't do it, or it's impossible. But rather, for me, I want to help you to like really shift that. Like, how could you become solution focused, right? Like that big thing that's scary to you. You say probably you can't do it because you may not have the time nor the money, right? Or you could have the time but not the money, and you could have the money and not the time. So, but either way, whatever three categories you fit, what I'm saying is it's possible. You could find a way, but it's just really allowing yourself to find the solution, to become solution oriented, and don't allow your external circumstances to limit your inner vision. And I'm going to say that again. Don't allow your external circumstances to limit your inner vision. All right, I'm gonna say it one more time for the people in the back. Don't allow your external circumstances to limit your inner vision. All right, because sometimes we could have a habit, if we're not mindful, if we're not self-aware, that could perpetuate that feeling of complacency, of feeling stagnant, or my life is not gonna get any better. But it can get better. it could get better, but once you know, make a decision in your mind that, you know what, it is possible. Really envision yourself, you know, writing that book. Envision yourself, you know, in that healthy, wholesome, loving relationship. You know, envision yourself, you know, going back to school and providing a better life for your family. Envision yourself, you know, I could really go out here and start my own business. I could, you know, whatever it is for you. I just want you to kind of just shift from can't to can, and from impossible to possible. And but sometimes, not sometimes, but the key is just getting started. And another barrier that I face, and most people like you who may be watching face, is you probably tried those things, right? But the fear of failure crept in because you did that. You tried again, you tried again. Either you failed, you tried something for the first time, it bombed, it sucked, and you were like, nah, I'm good, I'm not trying that again. But if you try something and it's like, it's not for me, cool, then you got your answer. But if you try something and you failed on more than one occasion and it's still within you, maybe, you know, you need to re-examine your approach. You know, maybe you have to re-examine how you're approaching it. You know, maybe you need to probably invest in yourself, probably working with a coach to help you improve in that area, or hire someone who's a professional in that area to assist you. Or maybe you could be bogged down with so much of like the tedious things, like the mundane things, that you're not actually have the time to do the thing that you really want to do. So it's really taking time for yourself and really re-examine, reassessing um, those things, and just really looking at the barriers, whether they're mental barriers or barriers that you're not aware of because you've been doing it for a long time and you haven't seen any progress or the change that you want. So, so I'm gonna leave you with three things how to get started. Number one, write it down. Just write it down. You know, whether it's that those ideas you got flowing in your mind, write it down. Okay. Number two is pick one thing from the things that you written down. If you came up with 5 or 10 or 100 things, pick one. Pick that one thing to focus on. And not saying those other things are not important. The thing is, when you focus on that one thing, you're actually giving your undivided attention, and you probably get more clarity on how to move forward. And once you kind of get the momentum started, then you can look at those other things and you can kind of incorporate things. But just pick that one thing that's like screaming at you, that on the inside of you, like, man, I want to do this, I want to do this. You know, get started on that. Number three is celebrate the mini milestones. You know, like I talked about previously, it's just the baby steps. So celebrate. Like if you're someone who's single, when you just you created an online dating profile, congratulations. If you want to travel to that foreign country that you always wanted to do, just researching flights, just to research the flights, just to see how much it will cost. Congratulations for you. You have that book or that novel, that thing you want to write, or a screenplay, right? Just really taking like 10 minutes or 15 minutes like a day and just free write. We're not talking about grammar or structure. It's just getting started. Because what you're doing is you're telling your mind, like, hey, he or she is serious about this thing. And then once you know that that 10 minutes a day could turn into 30 minutes a day. You know what I mean? That dating profile you just put up, maybe you start engaging with people. If you travel, when you start researching flights, now you're thinking, oh, this is how much it costs. This is how much money I need to set aside, you know, for me to take that trip. So the thing is, when you activate the process, all these ideas will come to you, how to get started. Probably the people you need to contact or connect with, you know, will start to flow. But you just being in your head is not going to help you. All right. So hopefully this encourages you in some kind of way, because I'm talking to myself as well. So thank you for listening to me. And if you are ready to level up in your love life, you know, click on the link or visit bit.ly. Let's connect. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. All right. So have a beautiful day and take care. Bye.